You know, at this point in time, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people who have played Splatoon have listened to, or at least heard about the screaming noises that haunt the boss rooms of Splatoon. Heck, I heard about it before I even started playing Splatoon. At the time, I never really took a big look into it, cause why would I? I didn't even have a Wii U. So I moved on with my life. But for some reason, I never forgot the screaming. The memory faded, sure, but it never fully disappeared. I was only reminded of the noise when one day I decided to pick up Splatoon 2 for the Switch. For anyone who doesn't know what these screams are, in Splatoon 1 and 2, if you hang around the boss rooms and turn up your volume a whole bunch, you'll be able to quite clearly hear these noises for yourself, although you can only hear them in the second boss room in Splatoon 2. It is a noise that has haunted the Splatoon community for years. Change of topic real quick. Picking up Splatoon was one of the best things I've ever done when buying a video game, because this game is freaking awesome. Anyways, as far as I'm aware, there is no definitive answer to what the noises are. Everywhere I go to research is pure speculation. So what am I gonna do? The exact same thing, because I doubt Nintendo will ever come out about what the heck these noises are. Of course, that ain't a bad thing. Little mystery never hurt nobody, and speculating is kind of fun. Without wasting any time, I'm bringing up what I'm pretty sure is the most brought up theory about what the screams are. This theory being that the screams are the Octarians, and the other noises you hear is their world crumbling around them. When you think about it, this theory seems to kind of make sense. You, the player, are running around in the Octarians' bases acting like it's a personal playground, committing mass genocide and destroying any plans the Octarians ever had of ever getting to the surface. Huh. Really makes you want to see the Squid break Splatoon in a different, much darker light. However that works. It really goes to show that nobody really ever sees themselves as the bad guy. However, I believe I've gathered the necessary evidence to dismiss this theory once and for all. And it all starts with me saying that you are not fighting for the bad guys in Splatoon. I don't think either sides are evil. It is shown in Splatoon 2 that Inklings can, and do, accept Octolings with open arms when they come to the surface. No, the only one who is truly evil without a shadow of a doubt is DJ Octavio. Octavio is the leader of the Octarian race, and he wants the Octarians to be able to flourish on the surface. Not much evil about that. Except for the fact that he wants Octarians to flourish in the absence of Inklings. He wants to wipe out the Inklings so that the Octarians can take over and be the dominant race. But the Octarian army doesn't know this. Octavio's point is really helped by the fact that the player runs through Octarian bases, breaking boxes and splatting Octarians. It is likely that Octavio tells the Octarians that this is the only way Inklings are, and doesn't tell them the truth, that Inklings are really just peaceful teenagers who want to play turf war. In more ways than one, Octavio's actions are super similar to the actions of Hitler, appearing to have good intentions and goals for his people, but absolutely atrocious methods of going about it. Anyways, the agents of the Squid Break Splatoon knows Octavio's true intentions, so their only way of stopping him from stealing the Great Zapfish is to fight fire with fire. What's more is the Octarians have amazing, highly advanced technology, not to mention respawn points. I highly doubt any of the Octarians you splat in-game actually die. Chances are they would be hooked up with a respawn point before going into battle. I know I sure would. Not to mention that the Octarians have surpassed the Inklings in technology. Having devices to make rocks float is one of the things the game makes very clear is Octarian technology. For these reasons, I'm pretty sure the Octarians aren't suffering. Nah, those screams cannot be the Octarians. Another theory I hear getting tossed around more as a joke than an actual theory is the sounds are screaming demons. Ooh. Funny it is to think about. It's pretty unusual that Nintendo of all companies would throw in a scream that resembles what a demon would probably sound like. After thinking long and hard, I believe I've come up with what might be the most possible theory, at least for the moment. I'm gonna play the noise one more time. Listen carefully to every noise that you hear. far as I'm able to tell, most of it isn't even screaming. Most of it is clanking metal. If you turn up your volume a whole bunch, you can hear faint chuckling. Pretty creepy, eh? Another thing you can hear is train bells? Well, as far as I'm aware, there aren't any trains in the Octo Canyon. At least nowhere noteworthy. But you know the only place that does have a train? None other than the Deep Sea Metro from the Octo expansion. Alright, so we have a general location of where the train noises are. But where do the screams come from? Who makes those screams? This is the point where this takes a really dark turn. I'm serious. Researching this, I felt sick. In the Octo expansion, you are the 10,008th person to attempt escaping the Deep Sea Metro. None have succeeded before you. In order to escape, you must collect the 4 Thangs to make it into Promised Land. That's the game's words, not mine. The Promised Land is presumably a Gauntlet Square. After you collect all 4 Thangs, well, this happens. Make sure you listen to it carefully. You heard it, didn't you? It's disguised as cheering. But if you listen carefully, you can hear the terrified screams of 10,007 Octarians and Octolings that came before you. 10,007 Octarians and Octolings who, despite their painfully long and hard fight for the 4 Thangs, met the gruesome, painful demise to Tartar's Blender. There isn't a doubt in my mind that the screams you hear in Octo Valley are the same. What's even worse is that the Octarians and Octolings who die in the Blender don't even get to move on to the afterlife. Instead, they are mashed and smushed into the sanitized Octarians that you fight throughout the Octo expansion in your battle to also collect the 4 Things. Thankfully, you're saved by Agent 3, so you don't have to live through the same fate. Hello there!
General Kenobi!
Legendarychomper from the ancient past, distant future, and the current present, reporting in to tell you that while I was making this video, I found a video under the channel name The Digital Dream Club who already did a video covering the same thing here. Cool thing is, we drew the same conclusion. So coming from 2 people here, I'm under the impression this is a pretty solid theory. I'll drop a link to Dream Club in the description so you can see their video. Anyways, I must travel back to the future. Enjoy the rest of the video with this version of me who hasn't figured out time travel yet. Jeez. This is kind of the thing where the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Well, at least you don't actually ever see it in game. It also makes you really hate Tartar. But you might be asking, but how are the screams in Octo Valley? And what are all the other noises that aren't screaming in a train bell? Well now, don't I have an answer for you? I have absolutely no idea. We'd be speculating after all. I don't think there is one answer to what the Octo Valley noises are. Heck, I doubt we'll ever get an answer. Best we can do now is make theories and speculate and all that jazz. You know, I've never done a video like this, and ending videos like this are hard, so